Ulaleli Vuma FM, this is Motion Drive from 3 kuyoshaya in Harper's 5. My name is Lego Motion ngihamba nayo uSthema Shobani ukhona Big Mike and sesijoyina enye insizwa ngathi semzini insizwa ubheke wa. So Mtia, welcome my brother. Thank you very much for agreeing to come with us to Motion Drive this afternoon. I see the big smile on your face says everything.
Ngiyabonga ukuthi ungiqashe bethu leli toho ngiyalidinga. Bajabulile ekhaya ukuthi ngipromote.
So sizwile namhlanje ukuthi cha ama petrol prices are going up. So sithe asilende wena njengoba uchwepheshe wazi kahle ngeze fuel and all those things. So obviously the general feeling here is that saphindeka futhi all those particular things. So I would like for you to make sense of a couple of things. Is there, number one, siqale nje lapha, is there anything we can do as consumers to say ngazosanganela ngeke yenzeke leyo nto thina sithi kanje from our perspective or siyaphupha? If kuguti siyaphupha, what are the alternatives that we can help ourselves with regarding fuel increase?
No, thanks, Vita. I think it's a conversation that we as South Africans need to have, particularly with our government. Because the problem with the petrol is that it's one of those products that's regulated products.
Okay.
In other words, umuyotelo petrol awudecide umnikazi wegarage akadecide ukuthi akucharge emalini, uhulumeni odecide ukuthi wena kufanele ukhokhe emalini.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so how we work it out, we're saying imagine yet a profit that I make a garage is determined by government. Yeah, so the whole value chain is regulated when it comes to petrol. Okay, but diesel is not. So I think a lot of abalaleli mhlambe abazi ukuthi udiesel awukho regulated. In other words, uma ngabe udrive imoto ka diesel, you can shop around for a price right. People think ukuthi diesel now regulated. So diesel can be cheaper at one service station and next door be more expensive, but petrol will be the same.
How does that work? I've always seen ngibone mhlambe outside kube khona illuminating Shandis banner echazayo ukuthi thina petrol wethu is such and such a liter.
Yes,
and I'm thinking I know ngibonele kwesinye stall, but mangifika kwenye garage is something ngazingarocho. So most people, because they don't know, how does that work?
Yeah. So it's a historical thing, right? So remember ukuthi some 10 years plus ago bezingaziningi imoto ezincane ezihamba ngodiesel.
Yeah.
So in fact 20 years ago it was unheard of ukuthi imoto, a private vehicle would run on diesel. Yeah, because diesel was primarily an agricultural product. Bo supplier ma tractors and so forth, more of a means of production kind of a fuel.
Okay.
So because of that, government did not want to play with space, so we regulator, because kufanele ukuthi ama consumers. So as a farmer, you need to shop around for the best price so that your production costs are low and the consumers benefit. But what then happened over the years, our manufacturers changed. Diesel waba more into the cars as we drive. I drive a smaller vehicle, but it's diesel.
Sure.
Yeah, but uhulumeni akasenayo appetite of regulating. Remember, South Africa is one of few countries where petrol is still regulated. If you go to I'm
actually learning. I had no idea.
So I was in Belgium 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I actually took a photo ngizthelela mina petrol, because akunama petrol attendants laphaya, petrol futhi awukho regulated. In other words, one service station will sell at a different price to another. So South Africa is unique in many ways. A lot of people then argue ukuthi, why don't we deregulate? Because deregulation will mean ukuthi sizocompete ngama price and the consumer benefits. Because uma sisicompete ama price, I have to drop my price, nomunye drop yakhe, and eventually a consumer may benefit. But there are kunama knock-on effects on that, or rather unintended consequences. In South Africa, we employ over 100,000 petrol attendants. Yeah, it's jobs we don't need, but these are jobs we created.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how we price petrol a portion of it is to pay ama-petrol attendants. Iqiniso ukuthi ama-pumps esinawo ayafana nalawa ase-America e-UK. Ungakwazi ukuzithelela without a petrol
I saw
attendant.
where this was going. Uyibambe nje kanjalo izoya kwezinye indawo le. So sinayo umthiya la yo kuzoba khona ibushodo yomsebenzi la.
Oh yeah.
So let's try and unpack this as much as we possibly can right now. Sibone ukuthi ngempela sinayo indlela ukuthi as sabahlali sabantu base South Africa ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi hayi cha le ndaba ya petrol le ayithi uwenza ngendlela ethe ukuhlukahluka. Lungile mfethu, let's get back to this thing yeah petrol. So there are things that you'd like to unpack, especially in as far as the role we can play as abantu base South Africa to really get our government, if I may put it that way, to get their affairs in order. You have a thing or two to say regarding that one there.
I think let me start by just educating the public.
Please do.
Because a lot of people don't know this. Now, 48% were pump price. And njengamanje pump price is how much? It's about 18.89 rand. Now, la eThekwini ngikhuluma in Durban.
Kuyehluka futhi no inland no coastal konje.
Yes, iyahluka. So the further you are away from the refinery, the more you pay.
So abantu base bluff ba right.
No. Ibluff nathi la. Izone yodwa.
Bese ngisikhona ipipe
But
endleleni.
do you know that Balito is more expensive to fill up in Balito than here? And a lot of people didn't know that. Yeah. So it's more expensive. So mangabe ukuthi umuntu otravelayo between Durban and Balito, try and fill up here in Durban because masofike Balito sekunama center ediwe lapho.
Kwenziwa yini lokho if I may ask?
It's because of the transport costs.
Transportation
costs. So in Joburg, it's over 50 cents more expensive to fill in Joburg than here because there's pipeline levies and there's transportation and so forth. Yeah. So, but here's one thing I wanted to just alert you on. Countries like Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland, bawuthenga eSouth Africa petrol.
Okay.
So abanawo ama refineries. Bawuthenga la eSouth Africa. Kodwa ku cheap ukugcwalisa imoto yakho eSwaziland than eSouth Africa. Right? And it's more than 3 rand. The last time I checked, it was actually over 3 rand a liter. So labantu abahlala lapha kwi-border, they actually drive over the border to fill up and come back because they are saving over 3 rand a liter.
I'm already imagining a passport.
The question is why? Why would a country that buys their fuel from us be cheaper than us? Because it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Yeah? So the difference is taxes. Now, South Africa has lots of taxes that are built into the fuel price. And that is where I am challenging the authorities and say, times have changed. People have lost jobs. People have closed businesses down. We need to relook into the whole price structure, petrol. One of the sore issues for me is this thing called road accident fund, and I'm not going to touch on it kakhulu today. Ngizoyithinta kakhulu next week ngoba ngifuna si unpack lento ngoba one of the mina ama gripes enginawo nje ngalento kakhulu ukuthi one, it is not benefiting the people who should benefit out of it. There are law firms today that don't know anything else about law but road accident fund claims. All they are about is claiming road accident funds. And mashobani makuthiwa wena ulimele emotweni bayoclaimela u2 million rand, you will probably get 500,000 if you're lucky. 1.5 million, because you don't even know how much you're supposed to get paid. If we were to open lines today, you would see the lines buzzing of people that have been robbed by all these babies. You know what I'm saying? So So what I'm trying to say is that I think it's about time that we relook into this whole thing now. 2 rand 18 cents of every liter of petrol goes to road accident fund.
Oh my goodness.
I think for me, it's about time that we change this. Petrol has become way too expensive in South Africa. It is affecting small business people because for you to run your business, you need to move around. You need to transport products. Those costs are inbuilt kwi-price yesinkwa osikhokhayo sekufakwa imali ye-transport. Now imagine if we were to reduce our fuel costs, that will then impact positively on the income yabantu abaphuwa in this country.
We need to definitely engage the relevant people when it comes to this thing, because at the end of the day, the empowering information it does show that there is something that we can do without really impacting impilo zabantu negatively. But at the same time, we're refusing ukuthi kwenzeke izinto at our expense. And this is why we want you to come back next week. Sibathole nabande from different places, REF and everywhere else, and let's see how far a conversation we can have.
Absolutely. I'd really be, it would be great for us to just dissect this thing and
Sure.
debate it and look into it. The intentions may have been good, but